Good moment, everybody. This is currently August 20th, the third week in August. I'm Bryan Snappy. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of PIVXpress. So it's been a bit since the last update. Hopefully next month we're going to get these rolling again every week for you. But in the interim, I hope that you've all been doing well, enjoying your summers or winters if you're in the other hemisphere, wherever you are, just been having a great time. So there's a lot to cover, obviously, to get you up to date on, so we're going to jump right in. Okay, so first on the docket, alliance calls. For those of you who haven't been staying up to date in PIVX Discord or on social media, there are now once a month, maybe twice a month, PIVX Alliance calls. So you might be asking yourself, well, what are the PIVX Alliance calls? These are being curated by a few members within the PIVX ecosystem, spearheaded largely by Cryptosi, to bring in third-party outside entities and organizations to the table to have discussions about an alliance. The first one kicked off last month. There was Particle Project and Sentinel were on the call. With that one, it was a great discussion. Some plans were made for moving forward in an alliance network and being able to use our projects collaboratively. So it's really cool. So the next one is actually slated for this Sunday. I guess that's what, August 26th at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard. Come on into the Discord, into the Alliance protocol, the Alliance development channel, and there'll be a voice chat, and you can catch up with the projects that are going to be featured there that week. Okay, so now for some event updates. August has been ridiculously busy for PIVX, which is really good to see, right? So there's been 2 events that have already taken place, and then there's another one coming up actually this month, and then one coming later in the fall. So the 2 events that have taken place, the Futurist conference that was up in Toronto last week took place. John, or one of our business developers, was up there representing PIVX, getting to speak with people, again, form alliances and networks up there. Great to get his feedback on that, but apparently it was a really, really good conference. A lot of connections made and a lot of opportunities. And then I myself was this past weekend at the Crypto Coin Con, which was here in Philadelphia, Valley Forge, actually. It was a different type of conference. So designed to be more intimate, more approachable for folks who have no idea what cryptocurrencies are, especially in the Philadelphia region. And that went really, really well. Again, some business opportunities and developments coming out of that. So stay tuned for those updates. Later this month, Coinvention is taking place in Philadelphia. It's a 2-day conference. PIVX will be, again, there representing. We're one of the moderators. I'll be moderating there on a panel. We'll have a booth as well, so stay tuned for updates coming from that end of the month. And then there is an event in Korea, in Seoul, coming up. The details are being finalized. I don't know the exact dates offhand right now, but I believe those are being worked out. So 2 of the PIVX developers are tentatively slated to go over and present, and maybe another community member. And it looks like, if all goes well, they'll be throwing potentially a joint party before it starts with some other cryptocurrency projects. So stay tuned for those updates. All right, I think I alluded to in one of my prior episodes some cool stuff that the PIVX developers were doing. Well, one of PIVX's own, Fuzzballs, actually has contributed directly to the Bitcoin GitHub. So it's always awesome to see when developers are contributing across projects. Well, again, PIVX being built on Bitcoin Core, with some of the developments and innovations coming around through PIVX, Fuzzballs actually identified some solutions. Did the pull request, updated the code for PIVX, and then that got implemented back into the Bitcoin Core. So it's awesome to see that update. So Fuzzballs, great work there, and it's also awesome to see the caliber of developers that are within the PIVX ecosystem being able to make direct contributions to projects like Bitcoin. So awesome job, Fuzzballs. All right, another really exciting announcement that's coming out. PIVXCentral.org is now live. And you might be asking yourself, well, what is PIVXCentral.org? So as many of you know, there is an entire governance aspect to PIVX, right? So there's a lot of privacy talk that goes on, a lot of community talk, and there's this whole governance aspect where you can submit proposals, get it funded, directly impact and enhance the progression of the project itself. Well, now PIVXCentral.org is literally your dashboard to go check on projects, the proposals that have been submitted, if they're passing or not, being able to vote get the addresses to vote directly from there. It's a beautiful dashboard to keep track of all the things of governance, right? So you can also submit your proposals directly through that site as well. So again, I highly recommend you bookmark that, go check it out. There's also a bunch of really, really useful links on that site. It's designed to become sort of that go-to hub for all things governance within PIVX. So go check it out. You're going to be able to read up about all the proposals that are there. And if you have the ability to vote, be able to vote as well. So thanks to those members of PIVX who have put that together. Go check it out. Okay, some other updates to the PIVX Hackerone bug bounty program. Again, Hackerone being that third-party entity that PIVX has identified and is using to manage the bug bounties, is now available for the public, right? So for a while, it was just for dedicated white hat hackers within the ecosystem, and now it's available to anybody. So you can go check it out. You can go see the links below if you want to dig around in the Codebase. To date, there have been 2 submissions that were funded, and I think the total was $150, and maybe you're like, it's not really worth my time, but hold on a second. There's 3 different tiers of funding availabilities for bugs. So very, very critical bugs, moderate, and then low impact critical ones. So the 2 that were discovered were very, very minor, low critical impact. So that's why the payout wasn't as much. But again, individual folks got paid out and got paid for contributing and helping to keep track and track down some bug bounties. So if you have any questions, go check out the links. Again, thanks again to Marsmensch, so Florian, for spearheading that for PIVX. And we, again, setting a precedence, right? So you have a lot of these crypto projects that may or may not have development going on, and then there's no way to really provide audits or to go back to the public and say, yeah, we're doing our due diligence. So it's awesome to have this available as one of the only few cryptocurrencies that has a bug bounty available for anybody. Just again, showing the transparency and the level, the caliber of work going on within the development. So great job all around, and stay tuned for more updates from the Hackerone program. All right, also, mobile wallets, right? So this is another awesome feature that PIVX has, is we actually have fully functioning mobile wallets available. Well, one of the PIVX developers, Furzy, as well, the lead on that. We will be the first mobile wallet that has zPIV on it. So again, that means fully private mobile wallets. You can spend, send, receive privately. Again, this is a first in the cryptocurrency ecosystem. Incredible work, Furzy. And what that means too is, if you think about it, right? So there's mobile wallets where you can use PIVX. Again, we've had that for a while now. Now there's mobile wallets you can spend and send your zPIVs, which is the private PIV, right? What's the next iteration after that? Well, of course, if you're thinking like I'm thinking, I have a guess that means that mobile wallets will have full functionality to spend, send, and stake as well. How cool would that be? Again, this is just me reading into what's coming down the pipeline, and I'll tie that together later in this episode. So again, go get your mobile wallets if you don't have them. You'll be able to spend and send and receive zPIV privately. Awesome. Another incredible innovation and I guess momentous occasion for PIVX. You can now tip using PIVX in Canada. Yeah, so there was an initiative led up in the city of Barrie. You now have the ability to go around and tip individuals using your wallet, and specifically they have started targeting the musicians. So they're called buskers. These are street musicians or local artists that perform throughout the city of Barrie. You can go to the website and read more about that, actually, but you can now directly tip them. So this is the first step to bridging that gap in the ecosystem of people who have PIV, but then where do you use it, how do you use it, and then for people who are artists, musicians, etc., how do they get introduced and begin to engage with the cryptocurrency? So incredible work. You can go read all about that. But yeah, these musicians now can get actually paid and tipped. And anybody walking around, you can do that. And actually, you can do that remotely. So all of their addresses are there, so you can take a look if you want. So you'll be able to actually tip them if you so like their music. So go check it out. Again, that's the Barrie Buskers, and that's the whole tipping initiative there. Okay, so I mentioned about the potential for staking for zPIV on the mobile wallets, and why I think that potentially is coming down the road is, again, we've got 2 individuals, so Mary Maller, Jonathan Boodle, who are working on those bulletproofs, right? So they're shrinking down and even pre-computing those zero-knowledge proofs for PIVX. What that basically means is it makes zero coins within the PIVX ecosystem way more efficient, way more usable. So thinking about the difference between a mobile device and your laptop and computer, having those be that much more efficient means that potential is coming for your mobile wallets to have zPIV, to have staking on there. So really, really awesome to see. And again, we're honored to have Mary and Jonathan both on the team, contributing to the cryptographic side of what is PIVX. All right, folks, that's going to be it for this week. Hopefully I'll be seeing you soon in a week or so, back with more videos for PIVXpress and Did You Knows. I hope that you take care of yourself, be good to your neighbor, and as always, keep it purple, people.